Welcome back to Friday Night Flicks, everybody. We've got one hell of a show lined up for you tonight. Let's meet our crew for tonight's live show. That's Kier. He's your host every week. You probably recognize him. This big guy right here is Frank. He's just here for muscle. And of course, I'm JoBlo. And now let's take a look at tonight's agenda. In tonight's episode of Friday Night Flicks, we got a whole slew of topics. We're gonna do a movie news roundup and talk about what's going on out there. We'll take a look at new trailers for upcoming movies. We have to talk about the Chicken Jockey scandal and a review of Daredevil Born Again. So grab yourself some popcorn or whatever you're into, and don't forget to grab yourself something to drink. And if you're over 21, grab yourself 2 somethings to drink.
Whiskey and whiskey.
Don't forget to silence your cell phones unless you're watching on them, and let's see how many gold chains Kier is wearing tonight.
You have one new message. Main menu. To listen to your messages, press 1.
Hey kids, Joe from production. Hope you had a good week off. They're feeling a lot better. Hey, listen, we had a meeting with production this morning, and we missed you on the Zoom call. So anyways, hope you're feeling better and are ready to get back at it. Oh, before I forget, we were hoping that maybe this week you can cover something new, something fresh, maybe a movie that just came out or something like that, I don't know. Anyways, thanks again, and we hope to see you back here soon. Okay, bye.
It's Marvel Comics' Amazing Spider-Man like you've never seen him before. In 4 action-packed video games, Spider-Man comes to the NES in Revenge of the Sinister Six. Dr. Octopus has assembled Electro, Mysterio, Hobgoblin, and more. Only you can disarm his evil plan to rule the world. For portable web-swinging action, it's Spider-Man 2 for Game Boy and Spider-Man for Game Gear. You'll need your spider sense when you take on supervillains Venom and Carnage. Get ready as Marvel Comics' Dream Team bursts onto Super Nintendo in Spider-Man and the X-Men in Arcade's Revenge. It'll take all your mutant powers.
Pretty unproductive for a guy just got back from vacation. Was that you? That's right, brother, and you better get to work on something new because we're waiting on you over here.
Okay, what is going on? I can't be sure, but I think I'm hearing you talk.
Well, you better get sure. You better get sure of a lot of things, like not sitting around and wasting your vacation watching John Hughes and complaining about the good old days. It's true, I'm afraid. Last night you ate a whole bag of corn nuts and binge-watched the X-Men cartoon until your eyes crossed. I'd like to argue that his eyes were always crossed when he's not wearing those Buddy Holly goggles, but he's right. We actually find you rather pathetic.
Okay, now I'm hearing Dana Winter talk to me about the X-Men, so clearly I'm not ready to go back to work yet. Back to the couch.
Not so fast, bub. You want an X-Men fix, you gotta go through me.
Oh, Logan, stop with the Neanderthal routine, would you? Your tights are too bright to be threatening this Buddy Holly-goggled giant.
Fat giant, what is going on here? Look, if I've been a little bit cynical lately and it's so hard to listen to me, it's only because that everything new seems to suck.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but Logan's right, kid. You're bitter. And stinky.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I don't get it. What's the problem with loving things the way that they were in the past? I mean, isn't that kind of the point of making a movie, to have it stand the test of time? Plus, movies today just seem less real.
Real, huh? Quite the stretch if you ask me, big boy. The way I see it, you're afraid to face what's going on now. I think what he means is that your boss reached out to you asking for something new, and yet here you are watching old cartoons and living as far from the now as you possibly can.
Okay, this is not fair. Alright, look, most of what comes out these days is either a sequel or a reboot anyway. I mean, Janet, Anthony, you guys have anything you want to say about that?
Well, actually, no, I agree. I didn't like the remake either. Really, Janet? I actually kind of did like it. Gus Van Sant rules.
I mean, look, no offense. I mean, there's plenty of new stuff on the horizon, but, I mean, Clark, I haven't seen you in anything I liked since '78, man. Sorry, no offense.
I'm gonna do my best to not take any offense to that. The point is, you wasted your vacation and now here you are. Your boss wants something new, so just make something new. Yeah, make something new! Make something new! Yeah, make something new!
Something new. 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 Something new, something new, something new, something new, something.
Okay. All right. Something new.
Welcome back to Friday Night Flicks, everybody. We've got one hell of a show lined up for you tonight. Let's meet our crew for tonight's live show. That's Kier. He's your host every week. You probably recognize him. This big guy right here is Frank. He's just here for muscle. And of course, I'm JoBlo. And now let's take a look at tonight's agenda. In tonight's episode of Friday Night Flicks, we got a whole slew of topics. We're gonna do a movie news roundup and talk about what's going on out there. We'll take a look at new trailers for upcoming movies. We have to talk about the Chicken Jockey scandal and a review of Daredevil Born Again. So grab yourself some popcorn or whatever you're into, and don't forget to grab yourself something to drink. And if you're over 21, grab yourself 2 somethings to drink.
Whiskey and a whiskey.
Don't forget to silence your cell phones unless you're watching on them, and let's see how many gold chains Kier is wearing tonight. Hello everybody, we're back. We are so back. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Flicks. Apologies for last week's show being canceled, but we're going to make up for it tonight. So thank you, everybody, for coming back. Looks like we already have quite a few of you here, more than usual. So hello, welcome, everybody. If this is your first one, I hope you're impressed enough to come back next week as well. What's going on, guys? What's going on? So... you guys can probably see from the pre-show, we do have a little bit of an agenda this evening. We're going to be covering some of what I missed from last week in terms of movie news. And then preceding that, we're going to be taking a look at some new movie trailers because we got a few of those as well. Some that I'm very excited about. So lots of stuff going on. Hope you guys are ready for just a nice exciting hour of talking movies and kicking it old school. What's up, everybody? And also, yeah, drop a comment, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Cowboy, this is your 5th one. Thank you for being here for the 5th time. We'll give you a round of applause, and then you also get one of these.
Hello there.
Hello there. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you always. You guys could probably also tell from the thumbnail one of the important topics we're going to get into this evening. And it's more, I think that's just more of a launching point for a bigger conversation I kind of want to have about the movie theater experience and how it's changed in general. But don't worry, it's going to be fun. We're going to have fun with it, okay? Boots, yeah, lots of trailers coming out, definitely. I saw it today. I just kind of did a little catching up, and I saw a bunch of trailers that I didn't know were out, but while I was gone, I kind of wasn't keeping up with what was out there. So some good stuff too. I saw a few things today that I thought were really cool. I think the Eddington trailer was enticing, as vague and non-specific as it was, which I think is good. Hip Hop Legend is back. What is up? Hello. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Hello there.
Hello there. It's good to see my friends. Good to see my friends. Hopefully last Friday you guys weren't too lonely without me for my returning homies here. But I tell you guys, as much as I missed you last Friday, we were having a pretty good time. So if there's time at the end of the stream, maybe I'll give you guys a little, rundown of the trip and how it went. Yeah. Wouldn't miss it. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. Thank you for being here. Oh, whoa. A lot of comments coming in at the same time. Thank you guys. Yeah, teaser number 2 for the Toxic Avenger reboot dropped today. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe we'll check it out if there's time. The Simpsons, Dr. Nick. Hi, everybody. Just got home from Sinners. Won't discuss. Thank you. Yeah, don't spoil it. The only thing, I'm going in completely cold. I haven't even watched a trailer for Sinners. I've been able to avoid everything. I love Ryan Coogler. The one thing that I do know is that I've heard it is... one of, if not Ryan Coogler's best. So I'm excited, but yeah, please don't tell me anything else because I'm going into that one cold. I also love Michael B. Jordan. Who doesn't? You know what I mean? How was Vegas? Yeah, I'll tell you about it. Hip Hop Legend. Don't worry, stick around. We'll talk about it towards the end of the stream. I'll catch everybody up. All right. Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about some of our topics tonight, guys. Just catching up on some of the comments. Thank you guys for being so active in the comments already. Yeah, and some of you are also predicting some of my talking points. So let's get into it. Okay. Let's start off with, you know what? Let's start off with kind of a big one. Let's talk about the Chicken Jockey situation. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. Now, if you guys aren't privy to this information, I had been hearing about this a little bit before my trip last week, and I planned on talking about it, on what would have been last week's stream, but since it didn't happen, I definitely wanted to talk about it now, especially because this whole thing has seemed to blow up even more. Okay, so listen, just to give you guys the basic rundown, this is essentially one of the many movie trends that accompanies a film that hits theaters, right? Usually every year there's some inside joke or gimmick that like, Barbenheimer, or when everybody was wearing suit and tie attire to go see the Minions 2 because it was cinema. These kinds of things happen, but they're not always innocent. Sometimes you get the annoying ones, like when everybody wants to sing along at Wicked, which, as somebody who saw Wicked in the theater, I'm glad we didn't have any singers in my audience because I was in no mood. I was in no mood. It's a long movie. If you got people singing along the whole time, it'll just drive you crazy. And then this one is another example of one of those, viral cinema trends that is annoying. And I think it starts to cross from being annoying, and in some cases just goes into being straight up criminal activity over a Minecraft movie directed by Jared Hess. So I obviously find this fascinating. I have a lot of opinions. I do want to say I have not seen a Minecraft movie, and the reason is because I don't really know anything about Minecraft. I'm not sure. My nephew loves it. I know that much. That's probably a lot of you, right? Hopefully I'm not alone. But I don't really know anything about Minecraft. I like Jack Black, but I don't know. This movie didn't really seem like something that was for me to go enjoy. It seemed like it was kind of something for a different demographic to go and enjoy. And that's fine. So I have no beef with the movie, but apparently there is a slew of game references and memes within this movie that are getting audiences very rowdy. Okay. And specifically the Chicken Jockey. My understanding of this is that it's a zombie. You can see here, I've got a little picture of him. My understanding of this is that it's a zombie, and the zombie is riding a chicken, thus Chicken Jockey. Okay. I don't understand. What I don't get is if this looks like a villain within the game, like a menace, like something you're supposed to like, I don't know, like take out or something, but people get very excited when they see it. So let's look at some of these incredibly ridiculous moments. Okay. So there's supposedly the moment in this movie is when the Chicken Jockey enters the scene here. Jack Black says Chicken Jockey, and then everybody loses their shit, right? Now, it started off probably as an innocent, everybody claps when they see the Chicken Jockey, and then it's turned into, now you can see raining popcorn and chaos all over this movie theater. There's one of them, when I say illegal, by the way, I don't think it's illegal to throw popcorn in a movie theater. Obviously, people are getting kicked out. Cops have had to come because it turns into an unruly crowd. But when I say criminal, when this turns into criminal behavior, I'm going to show you guys. I'll point out this one, I think. It's either this one or the next one. And then we're going to talk about what I think all of this really means. So stick around for that. We got some fucking Winter Soldier shaky cam action. There's some Bourne supremacy. Okay, it's one of these ones coming up. Well, the whole point is, my first instinct when I see this, or my first thought is, why? Why buy the popcorn if you know you're going to do this? Throw it all over the place. Why buy the drink? It's, $10 you're spending just to get in on the joke. And nobody's going to know you threw it. Nobody's going to know it was you. You're in a dark auditorium where everybody's throwing popcorn. So it's not like, it's worth it. That was my first thought. Then I thought, of course, I felt bad for whoever has to walk into that auditorium and fucking clean it after these animals. And if you've done this, if you're one of the people that's done this, that is fucked up. You should write an apology letter to your local movie theater. Okay. Now, this one, apparently somebody was saying slurs during the movie. So this is what I mean. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't funny or cute anymore, right? What started off is maybe like in unison, the crowd applauding when they saw. Look at somebody is setting. This is what I was talking about, and I'm getting a little bit pissed. I'm pissing myself off watching this. There is somebody lighting fireworks off inside of a movie theater, and they're not just sparklers. Look at this. Look at this shit. Those are full on fireworks going off in an IMAX. What is going on? Why is this happening? This is not only illegal. Think about how fucking dangerous, how horrible it would be if you just went to go see a movie based on your favorite video game and the fucking place burnt down. God forbid before you got there. Or, God forbid while you're there. Hopefully before you got there. Okay? So what is happening here? Why are people setting off fireworks inside the movie theater? This place is going to catch on fire. Now we got a guy naked jumping up and down. You guys, this is what I mean. I'm going to, just for a second, I have to take a break from watching this. I had to take a break from looking at it. Why is this happening? And I want you guys, let me know if you have any insight as to why this is happening. I would love to know. I understand it's a meme. It's kind of like, to me, like everybody in unison maybe will say a line that's iconic, they did a re-release of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and my wife and I went to it, and at the same time everybody said, "You're a wizard, Harry." You know, it was kind of like, you know, you could hear 20 people in the theater at least kind of saying that. And it was kind of fun. Everybody kind of like laughed and a little golf clap. And it makes it cute and whatever. At what point do you go from that to lighting off mortars inside of an auditorium because of a meme from a movie? That's incredibly concerning behavior, and I hope you guys agree. Let's see what you guys... Let's go to the phones on this one. Let's see what you guys think. Oh, this is funny. Yep. That's funny. Okay, let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying about this. Let's see. Smokey says hooligans. I agree. That's a good one. Scoundrels. Goddamn lunatics, man. Yeah, so hooligans. I agree. They are hooligans. Be Positive 99. Welcome back. Be Positive. Welcome back. Says they are lucky Homelander wasn't in the movie watching. Yeah, dude, true that. Yep, true that. Exactly. This is kind of where I'm at. Just to keep it like, you know, at a base level, and I'm not trying to piss anybody off here. I think you should, part of the fun of going to the movie theaters is the community that you watch it with, right? But there is a difference and there's a line, a very clear line. I would say as soon as fireworks and other explosives start getting involved, that's probably when you're going too far. Is it a hot take? I don't know. But this is kind of where I'm at. Is just imagine you go to see that movie just because maybe you have a YouTube channel and you want to do a review, you know, or maybe you go see it because your kid wants to see it because they love Minecraft. Maybe you love Minecraft and you are excited about this movie. I know plenty of people that were. Then imagine you go on your day off. You get 1 day off, maybe 2 days off a week. You spend way too much money on nachos. And then you get down, you settle into your seat, and then a fucking firework starts going off. What are we talking about here? When did this become okay? This is a good comment. Welcome back, that YouTuber with Kiki as the profile picture 06. Nirvana, Smell Like Teen Spirit music video of the TikTok generation. Yes, I agree. Rick Jones, out of control. I agree, Rick. Yes. Adam Wedstein says it's Trump's fault. LOL. It's those tariffs, man. It's those penguin tariffs. Because we're old. Yeah, okay, maybe, yes. I don't disagree, town rumor. Yes, it's because we're old that we don't get it. But also, am I crazy? Or like, is it just not okay in general to light off explosives or cause chaos in a place that, you know, is meant... It's, the whole thing about going to the movies that you stay quiet. It's like a library. Man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. John Fallon. John Fallon is here. We give a round of applause, of course, for John Fallon. Johnny, I hope you're home. And if you're not home yet, I hope you're safe and getting home safe, my lord. Lots of lack of class out there. It got worse after the pandemic, in my opinion, just like customer service. Yeah, probably. You're probably right, man. And I think that, so that's kind of what I wanted to get into. And then we'll get back to the comments. So don't worry if you guys got more to say. Okay. So this is, the larger point is that this is kind of, I think, a microcosm or the best or the worst example of a bigger issue. Okay. And that is just in general movie theater etiquette. This is something that people talk about ad nauseum online. I am not the first to say this, but this is something that I do have an opinion on. And I think once it gets to this point, I just kind of wanted to break it down and go, let's really talk about what we're doing here. You know, let's really like take the time to think about this. Okay. I started getting a little bit annoyed at the movie going experience, maybe even before the pandemic, but certainly after. And it, you know, at first it had nothing to do with anything. Before the pandemic, there was no pandemic, you know, so I had nothing to blame it on other than movie theaters were losing steam. But I used to get annoyed because I noticed that movie theaters, once they started incorporating things to make everything more convenient, it just caused bigger inconveniences. Here's what I mean. When my movie theater, my local spot, added a bar and a little kind of craft restaurant area to the movie theater, it started meaning that when you went to the movies, people were getting up 3 times more often, right? To go get a beer or, you know, a refill or whatever, this, that. Or it meant that people were now ordering food from the iPad on their armchair, which has, you know, LEDs on it. And then a waiter is now coming and trying to duck down and deliver drinks on a fucking platter, you know, like it's the Alamo Draft House. Thing is, it's not the Alamo Draft House. Some movie theaters aren't designed, the layout of the seats isn't designed well enough for people to stay out of the way when they get up. So now by having the convenience of being able to order a full-on meal and cocktails during my movie, the cost has become, I'm seeing people constantly getting up and leaving. I could live with that. That was fine by me. Here's the other thing. I'm not a complainer. I'm quite the opposite. If I go to the movies and something's bothering me, I usually just try to get sucked into the movie and I try to disregard anything else. So but I'm just giving you guys my experience here. Okay. Thus far. And Nerd Cage Live says I'm handsome as fuck. Well, thank you, Nerd Cage Live. I think you guys are handsome as fuck. And thank you for being here. So yeah, so that, you know, that's where it started for me, was feeling like every time I went to the movie theater, the new conveniences designed to attract the business were causing inconveniences. But I was okay with it because I enjoy going to the movies, sitting down in a comfy chair in the dark, doing my thing. So then, through the pandemic and post-pandemic, as movie theaters started to open up, I understand movie theaters are struggling in general to stay open. Okay, so I'm empathetic to that. I get that. So maybe they got to be a little bit more lax on the rules so that people will keep coming. This is where we enter the phase of movie going where the convenience of the recliner seats turns into an iPad that you can order your dinner from, turns into a bar with a waiter with a 1960s style, you know, circular tray full of cocktails is bringing it out and distributing to people in the dark. Then it turns into people need, you know, the waiters and people with food need flashlights to see where to bring the drinks to, right? So now you got people with their phone flashlights on. You got people shining lights, getting up all the time. And now people also want to be comfortable, okay? So now you have people bringing blankets, you know, and little airplane neck pillows to the movies and reclining the seat all the way back and setting up a little fucking fort to watch the movie in. Listen, these are things that I don't want to say I'm not a complainer and then complain, but like, these are things that if you're going out to the movies, you're just altering the experience to match what you have at home. So then really just stay at home and watch the movie, because I will say I do get annoyed with the phone flashlights, the constant need for the phone flashlight. Some people I think don't realize that they're on. And so when they're out on their phone, they think they're being secretive, but there's a flashlight just kind of kicking light out in front. It gets annoying, you know? Yeah, a fort. Town River, I don't know. Yeah, they're building, you know, they have to build a clubhouse to watch their movie in, you know? I saw one guy, you know, trying to do an old style caveman fire, you know? He was rubbing 2 sticks together with like a pile of wood. I mean, it didn't really happen, but, you know, but that's where we're at, you know? So people are starting to, they're getting a little bit more bold. Now they're bringing their kids to the movies and their kids are watching an iPad while the movie's on. And then now people are throwing popcorn at each other, showering each other in Coke products and beer, and lighting off grand finale fireworks from your local county fair inside of an IMAX. So maybe I sound old, and I have a feeling that there would be examples of people watching this and hearing me say this and going, wow, this guy's just an old buzzkill man, okay? And listen, you're probably right. You are probably right.
I'm getting that for show.
That's me trying to be hip. I'm getting that for show. But all I'm trying to say is we've crossed a line now. You know, it's one thing to dress up in a suit to go see the Minions, and you see other people dressed up in a suit, and there's kind of like that camaraderie of we all did this together. We were part of this viral movement, this phenomenon. And we all want to fit in. We all want to go to the movies. We all want to enjoy the movie. We all want to fit in with people that love the movie. But there's a difference when what you're doing doesn't affect other people. And then when it starts to, maybe that's when it's time to go, we got to check ourselves. And movie theaters maybe need to check themselves, you know, and enforce certain rules that would prevent things like that from happening. How did somebody get a metric shitload of fireworks into that auditorium? Did you let somebody bring in a full backpack? Why? What, you know, what are we doing here? What are we doing here where somebody can get one of those 4th of July packs you buy on the side of the road in Barstow, you know, with 90 fucking fireworks in it. They light them all off during one scene of the movie. They're going off in the auditorium. People took their kids to those movies. I don't even have kids, but I feel for people that do have kids and they go to the movies and their 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 6-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old is getting showered in popcorn, getting drinks thrown on them and fireworks going off when they just wanted to go see the movie. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, Smokey, I agree. Etiquette is etiquette. No age on manners and decency. Thank you. That makes me feel less old. Conway saw it at a local twin theater. Luckily, it was mostly empty. Yeah, man, I hope so. I hope it was for your sake. Otherwise, you know, you might have got the ass end of a fucking bottle rocket. You know? And why is that a risk you have to take when you're going to see a PG movie? Well, you know, what the hell? Whew. All right, guys, let's take a break from that. Shall we? I need a break from that. Let's do this. There was a new Fantastic Four trailer. I think it came out yesterday. I glanced at it. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't really watch it. So I'm gonna watch it with you guys. I have the volume turned down for the sake of copyright. Hopefully that helps. But if you guys haven't seen it, let's watch it together and see what's going on. We definitely need a mood lightener after me just thinking about how disturbing it is going to the movies these days. Fuck. Let's do it. Appropriate audiences. Oh, the film is not yet rated. That must mean they're between PG and PG-13.
Wow, folks, we all know the story.
Hey, that's Mycroft Holmes from Sherlock.
Astronauts head up into space and come back forever changed.
This car?
Ooh. Oh, yes.
Our city,
yeah,
our
baby.
planet, owe a debt to these intrepid souls.
That
we can never
looks
repay them,
good. Like the
we can
sets look really
certainly
good.
Celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four.
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah, a better look at the suits.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking?
Oh, I hope this isn't just going to be like a bunch of footage we already saw.
That is fantastic.
You're late.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Even like their
Yes,
leisure
we are.
wear has their logo. I love
I
it.
just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles
Cute, I
ever.
guess. You know, classic Johnny giving Reed shit.
Nothing's going to change.
So she's pregnant, so that's cool. Franklin Richards, that means that. Oh, I hope it's not too soon to do Franklin Richards. If you guys read the comics, he's a
Are
pistol.
you the protectors of this world?
I love the old school vibe too.
Yes, we are. Your planet is now
Shalabal. I'm not mad about the Shalabal Silver Surfer, by the way. I know some people are a little bit bummed it's not Norin Rad. I'm okay with it not being Norin
I
Rad.
stretched the bounds of space, and they hurt.
Oh, so it's Reed's fault this is happening, huh? He signaled to Galactus. It's kind of similar to what happened in Rise of the Silver Surfer.
I don't know.
Love those astronaut suits, too. I'm just loving the 60s aesthetic. I love it.
I'm not giving up.
It's like The Incredibles. I'm sure they were going for that.
Face this
Oh my
together.
god, look at those suits.
We will fight it together. As a family.
Oh, that looks good. That looks real. Oh, that was a good shot.
Has to be us.
Nice. Flame on. Okay, that's gonna take. Oh, yes! Nice. We got some stretch action. Let's see more of that, please.
We will protect you.
Yeah. There's more. Oh, that's Galactus for show. Oh, yeah. The boot of Galactus. Y'all? That was quite delightful, in my opinion. I definitely did not. I mean, like I said, I glanced at the trailer, but I did not watch it. So that was my genuine reaction. I enjoyed that very much. Yeah, Kiki with the profile picture. That YouTuber with Kiki as a profile picture 06 says MIB 69 vibes right there. Yeah, it kind of does have like in MIB 3 when Jay travels back to the 60s. It has that tone, and I love it. It also kind of reminds me, the vibe of it reminds me of the 60s aesthetic that Tom Hanks used for That Thing You Do, which is a weird reference and a weird comparison. But if you guys have seen that movie and kind of the branding of that movie, it's very much like the Fantastic Four branding here. Let's see what you guys are saying. John Krasinski is string cheese, so he won't cameo. Yeah, I would be okay with that. I'm not a big John Krasinski guy. Love the old school vibe. Yeah, me too. Finally, a movie with Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal. They're so rare. They so rarely to be seen. Yeah, well, are they like? Would they be seen together usually? Like, if not in a movie? I agree. I think it's awesome. I think Vanessa Kirby is a great pick for Sue Storm. And I was kind of, always on board for Pedro Pascal because, in my opinion, the fan castings were so uninspired. It was just people that looked, similar to a version of the character that were A-list. Like John Krasinski. I don't love John Krasinski. I get why he would have been a good looking Reed Richards, but then I see him in Doctor Strange 2, and I was like, actually, I wouldn't have minded that in a movie, but now he's string cheese, But like I saw Penn Badgley was one of the fan casts for Mr. Fantastic, and I thought that was okay, but I was just kind of like, it's on the nose, It's on the nose. So Pedro Pascal, I think, is amazing. I find him hilarious from Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I think if you've seen that movie and then you turn around and watch like The Last of Us and you see that range that he has, you can trust him with pretty much any role. It makes sense. I do like that they're they're really trying to keep up with the they're really playing the retro futuristic thing all the way to the design of the cars, the design of like even like Ben's wardrobe when he lifts up that car, he looks like it looks like he's straight out of like Simon Birch or something. Another weird reference. Oh, let's see what this is. This is a juicy comment. According to Tim Story, who is the director of the first two Fantastic Four Fox movies, the huge cloud was not actually Galactus in true form, but a storm that follows Galactus. Some shots actually showed this. Oh, wow. I guess I didn't realize. Yeah, the kind of the main criticism with Rise of the Silver Surfer, which isn't terrible. I ripped that movie a new asshole when I saw it because it does, like, there's so much stupid shit in that movie. I really don't. I mean, it's whatever. It's not entirely terrible. There's good stuff to it. But one of the big criticisms was that Galactus was just that big purple cloud that you see instead of being like what we're going to get in this movie. And apparently the director's saying that cloud was not Galactus. That was a storm that follows Galactus. And there were some scenes that showed Galactus's head. If that's true, I guess that does redeem some of the main criticism of the movie, of that movie. So that's good. Let's go back to the trailer here. I want to get another look at those suits. Let me see.
Protect you.
That's a cool score too. I love it. Oh, okay, I missed it. There we go. Let's take a look at this. So this looks pretty much like, the concept image from the like original Valentine's Day concept image that we got in like back early last year, maybe the year before. So the suits are basically the same design. You can see like Reed here has more of like it looks like a sweater, like a thermal kind of like cable knit sweater, with the white boots, the white gloves. I fucking love the white gloves and the white boots. Absolutely the way to go. And then you have like Ben has his white, kind of collar. Same thing with Johnny and Sue. So this looks cool. I like that everybody's outfit is a little bit different. I like that they clearly are fitted as if they were 60s attire. I mean, like even down to, it's hard to get a good look at like the texture on the fabric, but I mean, like even down to like the color, the shade of blue, it just so well suits this kind of vibe they're going for. These are probably the best Fantastic Four suits. I did like the ones in the 2005 and 2007 movies. Like I thought the blue kind of wetsuit was a good look, but these are good too. In fact, these are inspired, which is nice. Yeah, Nerd Cage, I agree. It would be nice if they gave the Thing a little bit more of a deeper voice, something more deep. I don't know. They should let me do it. I still like Fantastic Four 2005. That one's better than Rise of the Silver Surfer in my opinion. Like I think that the beef that people had with it was it's just another one of those movies that like this was at a time where with 2005, so there had already been 2 really good Spider-Man movies, and comic book and X-Men was still going like strong at this point, right? They'd already done 2 movies as well. So I think this is when like these properties were still kind of unsure of, do we do the campy kind of, half funny, half serious Spider-Man tone that Sam Raimi had created? Do we do the more melodramatic tone that the Fox X-Men universe and Bryan Singer created? And I think Fantastic Four just kind of didn't know where its home was, somewhere in there. But I do like that movie, and I especially like, who doesn't love Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm, as the Thing? It's ideal. So yeah, I'm with you. I think all the Fantastic Four movies, maybe minus the 1994 one, which actually, John the Arrow, he likes that one. So we'll show some love there. Ozzo 100, welcome back. You get one of these. Hello there. Says, I remember Kier, that's me. I remember Kier completely demolished Channing Tatum's performance as Gambit. Even funnier when you know how badly Tatum wanted to play him. Too old and not agile enough. This ain't 2006 no mo. Summed up basically my whole rant right there. Yeah. Look, here's the thing, and I'm not going to retread old rants I've had. But I think that I enjoyed Gambit. Gambit's my favorite X-Men, my absolute favorite X-Men. And I think that for me, Channing Tatum looked exactly like the Gambit I wanted. The costume was perfect. He didn't have the eyes. He didn't have the Gambit, the kind of like purple and red eyes, but like it was ultimately pretty close. And I love Channing Tatum as an actor. I think he's very funny. I think like in Blink Twice, he was scary, and still somehow kind of charming. The only thing was I just wanted it to be played more serious. I wanted it to be taken more seriously because Gambit is, not usually the butt of a joke, right? Like his, the Cajun accent and stuff. I appreciated it, but Deadpool and Wolverine, I would like to see Gambit in something that's not meant to be as comedic, or at least not right away. Oh, Tyler's here. Hello, buddy. Thank you for being here. Roger Corman's Fantastic Four is the best of them all. Yeah, man. Of course, the best part of it, obviously, as everyone knows, is the addition of the jeweler, who is not a Fantastic Four character, just somebody invented for the movie. And, of course, the way that Dr. Doom sounds when he had his mask on. Be positive. Is Pedro Pascal now in too many movies and TV shows? I get what you mean, but no, I don't think so. I think like too many is really, if you do a good job at your job, can you be given too many promotions or can you be given too many projects to work on? Probably not, but like, do I think that maybe he's a little bit of a hot commodity right now and we're seeing a lot of him? Yes. And I think that's really only... It's not terrible, right? There's a variety of movies in there. You're not going to see every movie he's in, You might, like we will, but But for the most part, I mean, like, I still don't get annoyed when I see him in a movie. And there are people where, like, for a while I got annoyed when I would see Ryan Reynolds pop up in a movie. I would just be like, God, him again, you know? Him again as sarcastic guy number one. Yeah, 2005 was a way different time. Amen to that. Actress of movies. Oh, acres of movies. I was like, I'm an actress of movies. With a Michelle Pfeiffer from Scarface profile picture. What is my favorite 1990s thriller? 7. That's it. 7. That's the best one. That's the best movie that's the best thriller that came out in the 90s. In my opinion. Also, happy birthday, Vanessa. Was there a Vanessa in the comments? Someone's birthday? If so, happy birthday. Oh, no. Oh, it's Vanessa Kirby's birthday. Yeah, well, she's in the chat, obviously. Obviously. Ozzo, Kier spitting facts on Gambit 1. Well, hey, thanks, man. I know my Gambit stuff. I take my Gambit stuff a little bit seriously. I'm a little bit of a buzzkill when it comes to that stuff because, like, for me, the X-Men are a little bit, like, I'm a little bit precious about the X-Men. I'm working my way through some of the old stuff right now for, like, the 5th, 6th time. And I don't usually do that with comics. Usually after I've read whatever the series is, unless it's, like, a banger, like Watchmen, like a graphic novel I'll read once a year. Unless it's something like that, like I usually read it once, hold on to whatever I felt about it, and then that's that. I don't usually go back. I don't revisit comics the way I revisit movies, is what I'm saying. But with X-Men, there are some storylines, like the Dark Phoenix storyline. You could read that over and over. You could easily read that one once a year, and it would be fun every single time. It's just really good storytelling, Tyler, when are we going to get a movie made about Katy Perry going to space? Listen, I actually have an idea I want to pitch you. How about a movie where Katy Perry does indeed go to space, and when she comes back, she has all 4 powers that the Fantastic Four have, but she can only use them if somebody specifically asks her to use them. And nobody knows she has them, and she can't tell anybody. That's a movie. Give me the Oscar right now, and the Oscar goes to Kier from JoBlo. I know. Speaking of Oscars, did you guys enjoy? Let me know if I may ask. Did you guys enjoy the short film, the little short that we did as the pre-show? Because if you guys did enjoy that, I would love to know. I made that whole thing myself, and it would stroke my ego just in the best possible way. Just in the best possible way. Tyler says, counterpoint, she returns to Earth and now everyone's an ape. That's an even better idea. Let's do it. Guys, we have a movie. Did we just pitch a hit movie? I think we did, and you guys watched it happen live. I did think it was funny. Like, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said that she didn't like that people are calling Katy Perry's trip to space a ride, because she's like, if it was a man astronaut, you would call it a mission. But for Katy Perry, like, it is a ride. She didn't go on a mission. She's not a fucking astronaut. She went on a ride to space. She didn't go on a mission. She didn't step foot on the moon. So that was funny to me. I just thought, like, I get, that sexism is bad, but don't invent it where it's not existing, okay? Because in that context, even if it was Katy Perry or if it was fucking, if it was Pedro Pascal, it's a ride because they're not astronauts. They didn't have anything to do with the technical know-how of getting to space. They just went along for the ride to space. You feel? Space tourist. She was a space tourist. That's a good one. Yeah, Fireworks, which is ironically, Fireworks is the name of the song they play during the Chicken Jockey scene now. Oh, Boots says he likes the pre-show videos every time. Thank you. Glindlebro83, welcome back.
Hello there.
Hello there. Glindle Bro 83, my short film was impressive. Thank you. It actually tied for 4th place at the Liftoff Film Festival 2024. Tied for 4th really means, I guess, 5th place, which means nothing. I won nothing. They sent me a pillow. Ben Rose, I don't know what was random. If it was the Katy Perry talk, I don't know why. I don't know how we got to that. Oh, it's because we're making a movie about Katy Perry going to space. Yes, that's why. All right. Before we run out of time, too, there's I have more trailers for us to look at and some like general movie news topics. But let's take a look real quick at my review, or I guess not take a look. Let's talk about my review of Daredevil Born Again. So we are in spoiler territory, okay? We are in spoiler territory, folks, which means if you haven't seen how this season of Daredevil ends and you don't want me to spoil it for you, that means that this is where we depart, okay? And I would save it for the end, but I have other stuff to save till the end. So anyway, if you don't want to watch this because of the spoilers, go watch the episode, and then you can come back and stream the rest of this one. Banned at my autism clinic. Oh, Ben Rose is saying that the autism clinic that you teach at has banned Katy Perry. That's random. I'm not gonna get into that. I don't know why she would be banned there. I don't know what she did to those poor patients or students. Clinic, teach, I don't know, patient, student. Anyway, let's talk about Daredevil Born Again. So, I have thoughts. Background, I liked Daredevil on Netflix a lot. Season 3 of Daredevil, the original show, was one of my favorite seasons of TV, and definitely my favorite season of all of those Defenders spinoffs. So this show coming back did have some hype coming from my corner. Okay, I was excited for it. The first episode I thought was fine. Like, I don't know. I watched the first episode and I wasn't immediately like, we're so back. But the second episode, I did get that feeling. The second episode, which I believe was kind of an untouched episode from before the retool, was just a courtroom episode. And it was Matt Murdock defending Hector Ayala as the White Tiger. And that was riveting, and I really loved it. And then the episodes preceding that, I kept with it. I was excited because the Hector Ayala case was so good. And we're in spoiler territory, so I'm talking about it all. Then when Hector Ayala dies, when Matt wins the case and then the White Tiger gets shot, and then Matt is now kind of at odds with his decision to give up the mantle of Daredevil or, kind of redefine his mission and get back to it. Then I was like, okay, now we're in the build-up stage of the season. Now we're building back up to the return of Daredevil. And I gotta say, by the time we got to the final episode, I don't know. I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I think that it's because this is very clearly a show that was meant... I think season 2 is meant to be the rest of what was originally season 1. So this show ends on a cliffhanger. A good one, an exciting one, but now all I have is excitement for season 2. I don't feel satisfaction from season 1. That's the part I don't like, and I think I just identified it saying it out loud here. I think the problem that I'm having is that I want to feel satisfied with this season of TV that I just watched, but I don't. I only now feel like it was an appetizer for the meal I'm really hungry for, which is going to be, I guess, season 2. Could have done without that. I could have done without that. I think there's a way they could have ended it exactly with everything still intact and keeping it exactly the same, but they could have ended it in a more satisfying way. Like, I don't know. It could have been, I think it could have been maybe like one episode from the filler piece of it cut out, and then just an extended season finale that lasted a little bit longer and maybe at least got us into the events that are going to be kicking off in season 2, because truly it just ends at the beginning of something else. And it's not like the thing that it was doing before ends. It doesn't. It's like A whole season of buildup and no payoff. Kind of like, it's kind of the blue balls you get from Across the Spider-Verse, you know, the second one. So my review, I enjoyed this. I thought the Punisher stuff that they did was pretty fucking awesome. The Kingpin kill in the final episode was absolutely fucking insane. If you guys haven't seen it yet, there's like a Terrifier level kill in this show. Kingpin murders somebody with such force. It's crazy. I'm not going to spoil too much of it because some of that stuff, it caught me. When I saw it, I audibly made this noise. It just happened. I didn't even think about it. She-Hulk should be played by Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock is too old, I think, to play She-Hulk. Sandra Bullock's like almost 60, I think. So I don't know. I mean, but then again, what do I know? What do I know? I couldn't play anybody in the MCU besides maybe like if I could play Kevin Smith. I could play Kevin Smith playing a cameo role in an MCU movie. That's probably the best I could get. And you guys will let me know what you what you think of that. Okay, so next things next, y'all. And by the way, I'm loving the comments, you guys. Thank you so much for all of these. And to kind of bookend the Daredevil talk, it looks like a lot of you guys have not even seen Born Again yet, but also looks like many of you guys are or have seen it and enjoy it. So that's good too. Okay, hip hop legend. If you stuck with us and just muted me the whole time, thank you, brother, for that. But we're back now and we're done with the spoilers, so you can tune back in. But if this is true, you're one of the real ones, man. You get an extra one of these.
Hello there.
Okay, you get an extra one of those. So there was a new Thunderbolts trailer that I kind of also wanted to watch. And the reason I wanted to watch this one is because I'm actually excited for this movie. I think the trailers are looking good. They're looking fun. I was nervous because I had no interest in like any of these characters. My big problem was I wasn't that into any of the movies or shows that these characters came from. Like I didn't love Falcon and Winter Soldier, so the whole U.S. agent kind of nomad thing, whatever. It's good. I love Wyatt Russell, but that's not the point. And then like Taskmaster, whatever, and this and that. So I was kind of like, I'm not sure if this is gonna be like one that I get into. But then I saw like the first official trailer and was like, whoa, okay, it looks a little bit punk rock. It looks a little bit like, a little bit fresh, a little zesty. So now I'm back, and then I see this new trailer, and I like it even more. This one's a little bit more like emotional. Let's watch it. Again, I'm gonna turn the volume like way down. So that it's there, but like more ambient. Like you might not even be able to hear it. I'm excited to see what's going down with the Sentry. I will say that looks like a fun, fresh villain, but I'm kind of getting Gore the God Butcher vibes in terms of like it's going to be this intense tease for this villain that maybe we get a smidgen of their potential. Smidgen. Who doesn't love David Harbour? We got the new Stranger Things coming out. I do love Bucky. Wyatt Russell's the man. His episode of Black Mirror playtest, one of the best ones. Ghost. Florence Pugh. Obviously, she's kind of a legend. Also, if you've seen Midsommar and you know how much I love Midsommar, you understand when I say Florence Pugh, great actor. The Sentry. So the Sentry is essentially like Marvel's Superman, That's going to be an interesting one to see how they do it and if they get it right. Right.
That's why we need each other. Okay, that was really good.
The Thunderbolts. I actually think the Thunderbolts sounds better than the Dark Avengers, which is what I suspect the name of this movie is going to be. I like Thunderbolts. It just sounds kind of like it sounds more fun, It sounds more poppy. Dark Avengers. I don't know if I like that. Unless this movie goes there and gets dark and these people get dark and start, dishing out a little dark justice or whatever. All right, welcome back, hip hop legend. Welcome back. Thank you so much for holding and being patient while I did that. Honestly, so cool of you. I gave you a round of applause earlier. I don't know if you heard it. May 2nd. That's close to my birthday. Maybe I'll go check that one out on my birthday. By the way, for those of you wondering, my birthday is sometime between the first and last day of the year. Somewhere between January 1st and December 31st. It's somewhere in between there. But it is in the month of May. Thunder tits. What? That's hilarious. Thunder tits. Yeah, so I liked it. I think the trailers look good. It's kind of got me like sold on the idea that maybe this is a Marvel movie that is going to feel hopefully separate, right? Because this isn't going to be a multiverse thing. This is just going to be like a Mission Impossible with superpowers type deal is what I'm hoping for. So yeah. Hopefully it's good. I think it'll be good. Okay, let's take a look at some movie news. Shall we, everybody? Let me share my screen with you hooligans. All right, so these are just a few articles that I missed, like just things that popped up while I was away in the Vegas with the guys, and that I kind of wanted to look at. This I thought was interesting. So I look, just like many of us, okay, I have watched a lot of Dexter. I watched all of the original series, like all 8 seasons or whatever, and then I watched New Blood, which was the revival, okay? But now there's a prequel called Original Sin, which I did not see, and then there's this new sequel revival spinoff called Resurrection. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because how many fucking times are they going to end Dexter without ending here's why I'm pissed. Spoilers for Dexter New Blood, which is 2 years old, 3 years old. I thought they kill him in that movie or in that show. They kill at the end of the movie. He gets shot in the heart and dies. But there's got to be another season. So I thought, Dexter Resurrection is going to be some shit where they follow his kid and Dexter is like the hairy ghost, right? That's what I was thinking. No, turns out, once again, Dexter died and didn't die. So they faked us out with that in the original ending. He dies, and then at the very end of the episode, he's back and he's a lumberjack, baby. Then they're like, okay, seriously though, we're going to do the revival. We're going to do another season. And this time, we're going to give people the ending they want. Then they fuck up the ending again. If you guys don't know, I did not enjoy New Blood. The back half of that season was ass terrible. And then now they're doing this. So I'm at a point where I'm almost finding it frustrating. This is like some MCU shit, right? Where they're like, now it's Dexter, but now it's Dexter, from a different universe. Because how many times do you have to kill this guy before he dies, right? Or before you announce, okay, he's Michael Myers. He can't die. Maybe that's the explanation. You got to put him in the chipper, So I was pissed because I'm tired of watching Dexter because it's not good anymore for me and everything is about me. But I get interested because I see all these reports of people in this show, this new Dexter show, this Dexter Resurrection has everybody in it. It's got Peter Dinklage, one of my all-time favorite character actors. It's got Uma Thurman, one of my all-time favorite people in a Quentin Tarantino movie, or several. It's got Cam from Modern Family. Supposedly John Lithgow is coming back, who's also dead, right? It's got everybody. I am surprised that they have not announced some kind of multiversal crossover. I'm surprised Nick Fury isn't in this show, and he shows up at the end and he goes, Dexter, I'm putting together a special team.
Wake me up inside. Wake me
That's the ending. You know what? That's how you get me to watch your show. You really want me to watch your show? Do that. Put fucking Nick Fury in it, and recruit Dexter to the Dark Avengers. Okay, I'm gonna relax. Let's talk about Killer Clowns from Outer Space, because that's getting a revival as well. And this is good. This is cool, actually. Thanks to famously famous Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark alumni. You might have heard of him, Ryan Gosling. He lives at Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa House. And thanks to him producing and hopefully starring in, we're going to be getting a Killer Clowns from Outer Space reboot. And if you guys want to watch, we have covered the original film on JoBlo Horror Originals, so you can go check that out. This is one of those movies that is like, it's glorious schlock. It's fun. It's stupid. It's fun to just kind of like get baked with your friends and watch it. It has a kind of like, you know, B movie late night vibe to it. You know, the first time I saw this was on a VHS, and I truly think that's the way that God intended it. I've, you know, since now I watch it on digital, but still, it's a fun movie. It's a slasher. It's got all the elements of a good bad movie, you know. And I would have had no idea, but supposedly Ryan Gosling is the champion for this movie getting a remake. I think this is quite funny. Snyder notes, this is from, I think Jeff Snyder was the source, that the Chiodo brothers are expected to be involved with the remake in some kind of producing capacity. The project came about because the production company that Gosling runs with Jesse Henderson signed a 3-year first look deal with Amazon and MGM. Gosling is a fan of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. As of right now, there are no plans for him to take a role in the remake, but that could change as the development process goes on. Hopefully he'll star in it. And I think, you know what? I think he will. I think, if you guys want to know my thoughts on this, I think what's going to happen is that this is going to be a big deal. This movie is going to become a big deal in the way that I think we all want Toxic Avengers reboot to become a big deal, right? It's a cult classic schlock film that is getting a reboot. I can only assume they're not rebooting it as some serious, you know, grounded take on this. They're gonna keep it silly. I think we might have something here. And I think Ryan Gosling is gonna want to star in it. He's been getting funny. He's always been funny. Ryan Gosling is a funny guy. But like, he's been getting, you know, kind of progressive, I think, progressively, you know, more bold. Like The Nice Guys, so fucking funny. But then he went wacky with Ken and Barbie, which I also thought was funny. So there's hope. There's definitely hope. All right, guys. Well, I can't believe time flies this fast, but that is almost everything I wanted to cover today. There's a few other little bits and bobs. I kind of wanted to talk about the Batman situation, but I think with that, I kind of want to wait for more information to unfold, because it looks like that movie being delayed to 2027, a lot could happen between then and now. So, but it does look like maybe that movie's getting pushed back a little bit further, and I don't want to speculate on the goings on until I have maybe a little bit more concrete evidence. But I do want to show you guys something I brought back as a souvenir from Vegas, I guess. We got some incredible new JoBlo Vegas merch, okay? You guys can see this is the crew, and I don't know how they did it, but they got my chubby cheeks and toothy smile so perfectly. It looks exactly like how I look right now. So this was really cool. For those of you that didn't know, we had to cancel the show last week because I went to Vegas with some of the guys from work here at JoBlo. I went with Tyler and Lance and Taylor Johnson, Mike Conway, John, and Burge. And man, we had fun. We had a great time. It was a very, very much needed kind of break from the hustle, but still good way to get inspired work-wise. I think we were all very tuned in when we're together. That's when the creatives are really flowing. So it was really fun, and I want to tell you guys about it, but I think it'll be more fun to just say, stick around the channel and see what comes out of it, because we came up with a lot of cool ideas, a lot of fun things that we want to try. The thing about us at JoBlo is we're kind of all just a family. We're independent. We don't really answer to anybody but ourselves, and I think as a result of that, we want to start doing some more new and fresh and fun stuff. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, or if you like anything we did on the show tonight, please like the video. Make sure you subscribe. That part's important. And, share this. Bring a friend to the next one. That would mean a whole bunch to me. So hopefully you guys will bring a friend next week. We'll have a giveaway next week too. So look forward to that. But all right, everybody. Have a great rest of your Friday night. I love you all. I'm trying to build my tribe here. So if you enjoyed this and you want to come back, I would love to see some returning viewers again next week. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. Be safe out there. Have a kick-ass Friday, and I will see you next week.